My name is Dr. Abizar Kapadia. I am a plastic, reconstructive and a cosmetic surgeon. I am a licensed surgeon working at Al Zahra Hospital, Dubai, and today we are talking about breast augmentation. Breast augmentation is a very common procedure. I believe it's probably one of the most common procedures performed by plastic surgeons all over the world. Breast augmentation simply means increasing the size of the breast and improving the shape of the breast. This is usually done by either using a prosthesis, that is a silicone implant, or by using fat from the person's own body, or a combination of both. It's a simple procedure which gives very good results. So the most common type of breast augmentation is using the implants, which are silicone implants, which can be round or teardrop shaped, and they can be placed below the breast or even below the muscle depending on the anatomy of the patient. We can also use the patient's own fat tissue, or we can use a combination of implants and fat tissue, and it depends on what can give the patient the best result. We choose sometimes a lot of different incisions, and we need to make a cut below the breast, which is hidden, the scar is hidden below the breast of the patient, and you use it to elevate the breast and put the prosthesis. Or sometimes when that is not possible, we make a cut in the armpit, and that is completely hidden, and we can even do a breast augmentation through the armpit. The breast augmentation is fairly a straightforward procedure, and it's a precise operation which needs an experienced and a person who's doing breast augmentation very commonly. However, there could be some problems with the breast augmentation. One of the most common problems that surgeons face all over the world is that the patient is not happy with the final shape or the final volume of their breast after a breast augmentation. To solve that problem, we even have a virtual 3D camera which gives you a precise volume which we use to measure what will be the final shape and the volume of the breast after the surgery, but we do this even before the surgery to show the patient that this will be what will be the predicted one. So it's a great tool. It gives us a lot of information, and that's how you avoid that complication. There could be other small complications like capsular contracture and the implant becoming hard, but if done in a correct way by a licensed and certified plastic surgeon, I think the complication rate is very less. So the ideal candidate for a breast augmentation is a person who's medically fit, who's healthy, who does not have any long-term medical conditions and does not have any addictions, who also is kind of stable weight and has followed a exercise pattern or a diet, and the person who is not happy with the shape or the size of their breast. We also need a patient who's very motivated and who has realistic expectations, who believes that a change in the appearance of breast is going to give them enhanced confidence. So this is the ideal candidate. Many a times, because of pregnancy and because of weight loss, the change of the shape of the breast is quite prominent and the breasts become even saggy. In these cases, an implant or a breast augmentation is going to be very useful. So when we talk about breast augmentation, there are different approaches that can be used. One of the most common ones is the inframammary incision, which we make it under the breast, which is not seen when the patient is in the standing position. The incision is only about 3 to 5 centimeters long, so it's not a very long incision, and it heals very well and it is hidden. The other type of incision that we can make in the armpit, in the axilla, which is even a smaller incision, only about 2 to 4 centimeters, and that is completely hidden because it is in the armpit. Other than this, there are no major incisions unless the patient is going for a breast lift, which will have incisions on the breast as well. Breast augmentation is done in healthy patients who require increase in the size of the breast. When we use implants for breast augmentation, the manufacturer's warranty is about 10 years. But typically what we see is if it is done well and the patient is taking care of them, they will last for about 10 to 15 years. It is advisable to change the implants after 10 to 15 years or depending on the situation. After that, there is a chance of displacement or there is a chance of capsular contracture and problems with the breast implant. However, with the latest technology, we are using the 4th generation cohesive gel silicone implants, which are very durable and they last for even much longer now. When a patient who's previously had breast augmentation now decides to become pregnant, all the changes which happen because of the pregnancy will be obvious. Like the breast will change their shape, they will change their size, they will be sagging, and there will be some downward migration. The same things will be reflected in the implant as well. So the patient will also put on weight and lose weight eventually after the pregnancy. These changes have to be taken into consideration. After the pregnancy, the patient may need a lifting of the breast along with the implant. So that way, the position of the nipple, which is facing down, has to be lifted up to its normal position. So these are the changes which are expected after a pregnancy for a woman with breast augmentation. A lady who's had breast augmentation does not have any impact on breastfeeding. Breastfeeding carries on naturally, normally. Most of our patients have had breast augmentation much before they get married and have children, and once they have children they can easily breastfeed because the implant, as I said, is under the breast and does not compress the breast, or there is no difficulty in breastfeeding or no change in the sensation of the nipple whatsoever. So yes, the patient can breastfeed after a breast augmentation without any problems. Thank you and take care.